it's been a while. Welcome back to my channel. Hi. If this is the first video you're watching of me, then we are just gonna get cozy and journal and read, and I don't really know where exactly this vlog is going. It's just a random cozy vlog. I've been itching to get back to YouTube for a while now and just kind of haven't been able to, or just didn't. But before I get into the vlog, I haven't uploaded on this channel since over a year ago. And that is when I made a video of my cancer diagnosis, and just telling my YouTube channel that I was about to undergo some intense treatment. And I am now very grateful and so happy to say that I am in remission, and I have undergone all my treatment. I am on still loads of medication. I'm still going to the hospital weekly, and having a bunch of random tests and stuff just to make sure that everything is doing what it should be doing. But I had a successful stem cell transplant. If you don't know what any of these things mean, I'm not going to go into detail. If you want to know more, you feel free to Google, because I don't want this vlog to just be a ramble about. I don't want it to be like the thing that my channel becomes about, because it is only a small portion of my life and I have beat it and I will continue to. So anyway, I didn't think I could intro this video without explaining sort of where I'm at now, because my physical appearance is quite different, because my hair is now short and curly, because I did lose my hair obviously to chemo. But the last video that I uploaded was a long video about me talking about my health and what led up to my cancer diagnosis and kind of what was about to happen, and then no one's heard of me since on this channel, so I couldn't not talk about it somehow. But yeah, I'm doing really well. I'm in recovery and I'm just trying to get back to normal, trying to get my strength back and trying to just be me. But for now, it's just a cozy vlog of random stuff, mainly reading and journaling. But yeah, I have some fun things going on this week, but they are with other people, so I probably won't vlog those.
I'm currently editing this video. I just want to apologize. I'm waffling a lot. So I'm currently editing this like, girl, hurry up and get to the point. Anyway, I just wanted to interrupt and say I'm now going to start talking about my journaling. Anyway, back to the clip.
I think we'll start with this page. So I'll show you it rather than me having to include it in post editing. This is the current page that I'm on my journal. I wanted to do you a kind of overview of my journal and just show you some of my favorite pages, because I have always kind of wanted to really like avidly journal, like do it a lot. I just never really got round to it. I would do some pages here, there and everywhere, and I didn't really know what to journal. I feel like that was my biggest problem, was that I never really knew what exactly to include in a journal other than just like ranting on a page and doing nothing. But I didn't just want a page where I just like blurt out all my words and thoughts and then just call it a day. I still wanted it to be pretty, but don't get me wrong, I do definitely have pages where I have just like blurted out a bunch of stuff. But I currently am on my TBR cart page, which looks like this, and I'm really happy. All of my inspo for where I journal is on Pinterest. If you just type up journal pages or journal entries and things like that, you will get good ideas of what to put in your journal. That's how I figured out how to journal, because I never knew how to do it before. But yeah, I definitely want to include what I'm reading at the moment, because I love it so much. I'm currently reading Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is the, hang on, 5th book in the Hunger Games series. I have finished reading Hunger Games, Mockingjay and Catching Fire. I also read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I'm now on Sunrise on the Reaping. My main goal for this year was to read without trying to hit a specific goal. Although I have written a goal of reading 15 books this year, I'm not like really strict on that. Like if I don't reach it, it's fine, and if I exceed it, even better. But I didn't want to like tie myself down to having to read a goal and like holding myself accountable to it really strictly, because I feel like that takes out the enjoyment from reading, because I feel like I'm just doing it to reach a goal, not to actually enjoy it, which is what it is for. I'll show you, I've got my Kindle here as well. This is my Kindle case. It is really cute and polka dots. My newest obsession is polka dots. I love them. I have them on my nails. I have them on my phone case. I have them on my Kindle. I just think they're so cute. And then I've got a Hello Kitty pop socket on the back, because I love Hello Kitty. And it is a MagSafe pop socket. Both of these are from Temu, I think. I'm currently reading Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm about 40% through the book. I love it so far. My not issue, my fatal flaw, is that I always seem to watch movies before reading the books. I did it with the first season of Summer I Turned Pretty. I've done it with Hunger Games. I've done it with Twilight. I've done it with Harry Potter. Majority of the books that I have read that are movie adaptations, I've always done it back to front. Although, I don't know, that just kind of depends on your personal opinion, but I feel like it is better to read a book first and then watch the film. I really wanted to, because Sunrise on the Reaping is coming out at the end of this year, I really wanted to finish the Hunger Games series because it was one that was sat on my TBR, and I had read majority of the first Hunger Games book and then never finished the rest of them. But I finally finished them. And I'm now on Sunrise on the Reaping and I love it. And I found with Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I don't know if this was because I've watched the film already. Obviously, I knew what was going to happen. So reading the book, there wasn't really anything. For me, it was more of a difficult read. Like, I wasn't as into it as the first, like, original trilogy. So I did enjoy Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I think I gave it 3 stars or 2.5, because I did really enjoy that you got a really good look into Snow as a person before the Hunger Games and him becoming president and stuff. And the fact that the book is obviously from Snow's POV, so you're getting his proper, like, thoughts and his decisions from his side of the story, rather than watching a film where it's kind of like an overview, like a third person POV, and then you just kind of interpret what you want to interpret, whereas the book was explicitly from his POV. So I loved that, and it was very good, but it's not my favourite in the trilogy. If I had to say my favourite, at the moment it's Sunrise on the Reaping, but out of the original 3, maybe Catching Fire, just because Catching Fire is my favourite movie, and I feel like that's, like, I just love her and Peter's relationship in that book / film. But yeah, anyway, I love those, and that is what I have read and I'm currently reading. And then I did want to update my TBR. So this is the page on my journal tour. I'll show you a few of my favorite pages. I will go from doing pages of my journal that are like entry style journal diary entries, where I will date it and put the time and then just like blur out whatever's in my head if I feel like I need to rant, or if I just need to jot stuff down out of my head, I will do that. But then I also have pages that look like this, that are like just really pretty kind of like filler pages. So that says vision board, but there's a line through it, and then it says action board with some cute flowers. And then I've done a page for my goals. I've done a little like reminder. I just kind of do it to fill the pages. And then I've put my 2026 vision board in there and kind of blown it out and like written what they kind of mean. Then I've also got a crystal library page. I would put these, if you guys want a more in-depth video of my journal, because I don't want to go into this too deeply. If you guys want a more in-depth video of how I journal, and sort of what is actually written on these pages, if you want to copy them or anything, let me know in the comments and I will make a future video more in depth about my journal. But point is, I've just made cute pages, all my inspos from Pinterest. But I want to do my TBR cart, and then I'm gonna add a few books that are on my list to read, and then I think I'll time lapse that, but I will show you it once I've done it. But there is specific books on my TBR that I do want to read first. So I want to finish the full Hunger Games series, which I'm nearly done with. And there's a few random books that I've put on here. So I've put People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So I've put this on there because I have, again, watched the film before reading the book, but it's been on my shelf for so long and I've been meaning to read Emily Henry. But I'm sure I will love her books because I love most recommendations that Hayley Pham on YouTube gives. And she loves Emily Henry's books. So I'm sure I will also love them. I'm a rom-com romance reader at heart. That's how I began reading like young adult romance, and just romance books in general are my favorite to read. I do also want to expand on that this year, which I'll get into in a little bit. Then Say You'll Remember Me, which is the Abby Jimenez most recent release, which I've had again on my shelf for ages, but again haven't read it. Grumpy Darling, which is the second book in a series on Kindle by, who is it by? Alexandra Moody. I did think it was by her. Anyway, so it's Grumpy Darling by Alexandra Moody right here. I read the first book in that series, and it is a what is the first? She's an ice skater in the first book. I believe it's an ice skater romance. And I loved that book, and I read it in literally like 2 sittings, and I gave it 5 stars. And I really enjoy Alexandra Moody's style of writing. So when she announced that she was going to bring out the second book in the series, I was like, I need to read it immediately. But another reason why I haven't read a lot of the books that are on my TBR is because of the last year during my cancer treatment. It was really difficult for me to read, which was so frustrating for me, because being stuck in a hospital for nearly a year, and not having anything to do, the one thing that I would have been able to do the most was read. And what I wanted to do was read. But chemo, for me personally, I don't know if this is with everyone, I had chemo brain, which basically means you can't compute the words that you're reading. It's like reading a different language that you don't understand. So this year is when I'm getting on top of my TBR. And so hence why these books that I've mentioned are on my current TBR, and these are the books that I want to prioritize reading before all of the other books that I've got in my bookshelf, because I've got a whole bookshelf full of them. And one of my main goals for reading, as reading goes, is I want to delve more into fantasy and kind of expand the books that I would normally read into others. So for example, a few books that are on my TBR that I need to add to this little page, which I will do, is I was at hospital the other day, and one of the nurses and me were talking about books, and she recommended to me Verity by Colleen Hoover. I've heard a few things about Verity before, and I've wanted to read books that are not necessarily darker than romance, but books. That's why I like Abby Jimenez so much, because her books are romance books, but they always usually have a subplot of either grief or parental issues or different things like that, which I like, because instead of it just being like a fluffy romance with kind of no point to it, as much as I like reading those, I do love when a book has a sort of underlying like story or like a subplot that is important, because it just makes the story even better. So I wanted to delve into books that are more in the fantasy realm, because I wanted to see if I like fantasy, because I love dystopian novels and dystopian movies. So, and I've read Twilight and loved that. So I would ideally like to see if I like fantasy books. Powerless is another one I want to read. And then I also really want to read 11, I cannot remember the title, 11/22/67, I think is what the title is. It's a Stephen King book. I will insert it here. I really want to read Stephen King books, because I know there's so many movies that have been made into books, and Stephen King is an incredible writer. Not that I've read his work personally, but I know that he is incredible. And I just really want to read something that is out of my comfort zone. And then another one I really want to read is anything by Frida McFadden. I probably will read Housemaid, because it's on Kindle Unlimited at the moment. But I really want to read a thriller and actually finish one, because I started to read Good Girl's Guide to Murder as a part of my book club when I first was in hospital, and was getting diagnosed, but I hadn't got diagnosed yet, and I DNF'd it. So I do think I would really enjoy Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So again, also on the TBR, but it's not my priority yet. I would like to read something else, because again, I watched the series before I finished the book, so I know what's going to happen in the first book. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and I want to include clips that are not just me rambling at a camera. So I'm going to add the books to my little TBR page, maybe journal something else, and I might show you that after, but I'm going to time lapse it, and yeah, see you soon. later. It is 10:49 a.m. and I actually got a full night's sleep for the first time this week. So I've started some new medication and it has been messing with my sleep. And I'm also going through hormonal issues too, so that doesn't help. But basically, I finally got a full 10 hours sleep. I also have been doing quite a bit of online shopping, even though one of my goals for this year was to be more money conscious, but it's fine. Treat yourself. That meme, I literally is like lives rent free in my brain. I'm going to coffee with some friends today, which will be really fun. I also do need to tidy up my room because I kind of have not ripped apart my bookshelves. This is just my Twilight collection. Should I show you? I bought these from Vinted. So that box set there I got for Christmas. And that is the it's the original artwork that's on the books, but it is the white and red collection. Let me kind of, oh, there we go. There's a picture on the back. So it looks like that, and then the edges are sprayed red. So these are really pretty and I love them. But then I really wanted to get the Twilight series movie tie-in covers. Because I'm a very avid movie watcher and I love the films, I really wanted to get the collection of books that had the movies on them. So these again are all from Vinted. Maybe one of them's from like eBay, but I'm pretty sure they're all from Vinted. So this is what Breaking Dawn looks like. We love. Oh, so those are the original covers of Twilight. I don't have the black edition of them, but I kind of prefer the white ones. I just feel like they're prettier. Anyway, and they're sprayed edges. Then we have Eclipse. This is my favorite, and it's also the most crisp condition book. If you look in her eye, she has a shadow of reflection of Edward, and then on the back of the book she has the reflection of Jacob, and I just thought that was so clever, and I didn't realize it until it was in person. So I love this. I think this is my prized possession. Like, if there was a fire, I'm hauling my whole bookshelf out, but if I had to pick a few, this would definitely be one of them. Then we've got New Moon. Oh, I just realized I didn't have them stacked in order. Anyway, then we have New Moon, and then we have the original Twilight. I love the cover art for this. I just think it's so pretty. Oh no, I did have it in order. Anyway, they're really pretty. So that's that.
Hi, future editing me. I forgot to mention this because I've cut out a load of waffle. I'm about to start reading, so that's a time lapse. Enjoy.
I have finished the chapter that I was on. I only had a few pages left, but I am now, let me tell you, I'm now 41% through the book. I've got 9 minutes left in my chapter, but I really wanted to tidy up my room because I've also got some clothes that I need to put away, and then I wanted to do my workout and have a shower before I go to lunch because I can always read later. But I will update you if I don't do that and I end up doing something different. Update, it is later. I am now back from coffee. I did not do my workout and shower before coffee. I ended up, what was I doing? I think I was on my phone / reading / oh, I did come into the room to start the workout, but I was adding stuff to my watch list on my TV. So I didn't end up having enough time. But I'm now back. I did buy a couple things when I was out, including
editing me. I cut this clip and didn't end it. Anyway, I'm now going to skip to me like that night when I couldn't sleep. So just a bit of backstory.
Hi. So 1 second. Please ignore the hair. This is the real reality of having short curly hair. And I promise I'm wearing clothes. They're just under the blanket because it's cold. So it's currently 6 a.m. and I haven't slept at all. I want to include this in the vlog because I feel like it's just reality, and I want it to be a realistic week in my life. I want to waffle on because I'm already staying up too late as it is. I will see you in the next clip. So the last clip you saw was on Friday. It's now currently Sunday.
I got some things to update you on. I think I am going to make this into like a week or a few weeks compiled into one vlog and just call it like a just general title rather than trying to name a specific subject, because I've kind of just compiled a bunch of random videos together and just wanted to just do a good hey vlog, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I keep fiddling with my Apple Watch, so don't mind me. As I talk, I'm going to put it back on. So I have been having quite a few sleep issues because I've started a new medication recently, which is quite frustrating. And I've now developed what I think to be a viral infection. So I've got a cough that has been kind of brewing for a couple days. It's now like fully come out. And I think it's quite phlegmy. It's not like dry. I thought it was dry at first, but I think it is actually quite phlegmy. Anyway, this is kind of TMI, but this is the reality of life. And the reality of being a recovering cancer patient. I can give you a book haul. Then these are the books. Yes, I did just squeal. I'm actually laughing at myself editing this, but I'm keeping it in the vlog because that's just me in pure form getting excited about books. I squeal like a 2-year-old. So enjoy. I'm going to start with the bottom 3 because these are not new, but they're out on display, so I might as well show you them. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Hardback special editions. Love these. So these are beautiful. And I do have the paperback of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. But I knew I was going to love this series. I've watched the adaptation that they've made of it on BBC or whatever it was on. Loved it. And I did start to read the book and was loving it. But at the same time was when I just got admitted into hospital and my cancer diagnosis went from being CML to ALL, which basically meant I was then from then onwards admitted in chemo, everything. It all hit the fan. So this I bought a while before. So I was in Waterstones. They were they were sitting there. I ended up buying them even though I hadn't read them. That is a definite fatal flaw of mine, but I know I'm not the only one. So that's the full Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. And these are the ones that I bought recently. As you can tell, my favorite book series is so on Vinted. These ones are from Vinted. I bought the full Hunger Games movie adaptation covers. So I've got the Twilight ones here and they're on display, but I wanted to put the Hunger Games ones. I love Hunger Games. I think maybe more than Twilight. I think I prefer the books of Twilight. No, sorry. Yeah, I prefer the books of Twilight, but the movies of Hunger Games. But I do love the Hunger Games books and the movies of all of them equally. So I really wanted to have the movie covers. So we've got Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Hunger Games Mockingjay, OG Hunger Games, and Catching Fire. I just love to have different editions of books that I love, because rather than me buying like random romance books that are like one-off, like standalones, and then collecting loads and loads and loads, and then them just sitting on my TBR and not actually reading them until God knows when, I prefer to just buy a special edition that I know I already love. And then that's obviously the collecting side of things. Obviously, to actually read them, I have my Kindle, and then obviously purchasing physical copies. Then this I found in the charity shop. I think it was £1.50. This is Eclipse, and this is the black matte covers of Twilight. So I've got, in the corner you can see, and I think I may have vlogged this already, I've got Twilight, the red and white special editions that they brought out. I've got the movie tie-in covers, and then I wanted to finish my collection of Twilight by buying the full black original covers. So I was gonna buy and look and continue like to search either on Vinted or in charity shops for the rest of the series. They did have Breaking Dawn in a hardback, but I didn't want Breaking Dawn as a hardback. I want it paperback. So yeah, but then I went into WH Smith's when I was out the other day at coffee, and I saw that they had this stunning book. I saw this in Waterstones the other week, and I held myself back and thought, no, we don't need another special edition cover of the book that I have already got 2 of. So I didn't buy it. But since I found this one in the charity shop and then I found this one on the same day, I thought that's fine. I'm going to buy the ones I want. And I've bought the rest of them on Vinted. And when they come, I will put them in the vlog. They may have already arrived. I'm not sure. I've got a few parcels I need to pick up. So it says, and so the lion fell in love with the lamb. And I just, oh, it's just stunning. It's a floppy book. It's so crisp and new and beautiful. And it was only £8 as opposed to $10.99. So I bought it. There we go. And then that's it. Not much more to say. So moving on to the plans for today, can we just take a moment? I might be meeting Lando Norris. So me, my dad and my best friend are going to the evening with Zach Brown and Lando Norris at the Apollo, Eventime Apollo in Hammersmith. So this is like, I think, like a talk show. I don't really like Zach Brown, I'm not going to lie to you, but I can tolerate him if Lando is present. I would love the opportunity to meet him. And so I thought my best opportunity, like my best chance of being able to tell him how much he means to me and also help me through my cancer diagnosis, him winning the championship means so much to me. And I'm just so proud. And so like, I just want to say thank you for just like giving me something to do whilst I was going through so much. McLaren's my favorite team. I love them. I've literally got Lando's McLaren Hot Wheels sitting in my room right in front of you and a Lando Norris Monster. I don't like energy drinks, but I did buy it. And then my sister bought it for me. And I haven't opened that one. And that one's now on display. And I also have Lando's car behind my tablet box there. Anyway, so I'm a big Formula One Lando McLaren fan. So yeah, long story short, I'm going to this event. I'm going out to dinner with my best friend and my dad beforehand. And it's going to be a really fun, lovely evening, regardless of whether I meet him or not. But I will update you. Probably I might do a time lapse of me journaling. But we'll see. Oh, it only just started. Hi, update. I don't know what the audio is going to sound like because I'm in the car. I might have to re-film this. Anyway, I'm ready. I'm wearing my LN1 t-shirt and we are on the way to the Apollo. And if I meet Lando, you'll see it in the next clip. If not, the next clip you'll see will be me upset. I didn't meet Lando. What a shame, but it's fine. I'm not mad. I did whip off the wig and the hair is in crazy mode. So this is the reality of having short curly hair that is growing back and you're trying to grow it out. Anyway, I also have makeup on, but she's looking a bit rough. Anyway, it was so good. I got a free book, which I didn't pay for, but I'm not complaining because I'm a book reader. It's Zach Brown's book. I don't like Zach Brown. I don't like the man. Anyway, yeah, but I'm really tired and I just had McDonald's because I was hungry. Steroids life. Anyway, my room is a weeny bit messy because I left in a little bit of a rush, but that's tomorrow's problem. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm super tired, but this is my t-shirt, LN1, and then on the back it's, hang on, let me figure out the angle. There we go. Championship. Okay, bye. Hi. Boy, have I got stuff to update you on. It is currently, I think, 4 a.m, nearly 4 a.m. And again, my sleep is messed up. I'm currently taking a sleep tea, not an ad. I'm also not trying to stay up too long because I still need to stay in that calm, in between, relaxed state. So let's go. Oh, kitty. Look at my kitty. Aww. Right. So it is currently 3:55. So this vlog ended up turning into what I didn't actually expect it to turn into. I didn't expect to be this vulnerable with the camera and this honest. But I think it should be more normalized because this is my normal, this is my reality, and I love watching YouTube as not necessarily a form of escapism, but just I like knowing what people are up to. So the mug of the day, of the evening, of the morning is Mamma Mia 25th anniversary mug. Oh, my kitty cat is so cute. I can't cope. Why are you so cute? Anyway, right. All day, because for me, the day doesn't begin until at least 6 a.m. To me, it's the middle of the night. Well, it is the middle of the night. You're keeping one eye open. Gotta keep an eye out for Selena. I'm gonna zoom in on him because he's so precious right now. And like, I feel like a proud mum. Let me zoom in. So, I didn't sleep last night. I got 3, maybe 4 hours of sleep. Then I decided to, I stayed in bed and I was listening to Sunrise on the Reaping, the audiobook. How hot is this? Too hot. You're going to see a lot of me today because I'm cutting out so much because I don't want this vlog to be an hour long. I forgot to mention that I came downstairs to journal so that I could get whatever was in my head racing out on paper and then try and go back to sleep. So that's what you're going to see now. Wow. This is your sign, guys. Get a journal. A weight has been lifted off my chest because this has been hanging over me because I've just needed to do this. I went through my journal and finished off the stuff that I needed to do and write down the stuff I wanted to add. I didn't do a brain dump because I did that as I was like going through my journal and stuff. But I don't feel like I need to do a brain dump. I just wanted to finish these pages. I'm someone who hates leaving things unfinished. Page. This is the last page that I was doing in my journal. It's called Recent Positives. Don't mind the really ugly scribble there. That was supposed to be a McLaren logo from memory, and it's ugly. So we're going to Tipp-Ex that and fix it, and probably also this dummy because that's too dark, because that ruined the vibe. That's aesthetic and cute, and I love it. Anyway, I'm going to go onto Pinterest and go to my journal little like board, and I'm gonna choose a quote that sticks out to me and I'm gonna put it on there. Then I'm gonna close the book, I'm gonna leave it here, I'm going upstairs and I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna pick that quote and then I'm gonna close this book and I'm gonna go and try get whatever rest it is that I can until I get to go to the hospital today. It is now currently 4:46, so yeah, see you in the next clip. A cannula, just because it's easier than them taking blood from me and then maybe having to put cannula in later because they've already taken my blood and sent them off. So it's under here so that I don't feel the need to go for it. I'm not injured, I promise. I've got my Kindle. I've got my bag of crystals in my Hello Kitty bag. I've got my comfort teddy, which my nan gave me, with a worry worm that my mum gave me. Crystal bracelets, Apple Watch, medical bracelet, Benylin, my meds that I still need to take. I'm not going to show this for health. I mean, for privacy reasons, obviously, because it's got my hospital number and stuff on it. But yeah, and I've got water, and I'm going to ask someone for some crisps because I'm a bit peckish, because I'm also on steroids. But I'm going to get cozy. I'm just going to chill, and I'm going to do all the stuff that I need to do, because I would love to get some, like, cardstock or whatever, and maybe do some journaling whilst I'm at it. I will maybe time lapse, but I probably won't because it's just going to be boring. Released. I'm now on the way to the other building to see my consultant, and then we'll take it from there. But I'm sure I'm going home. I don't think I'm getting admitted because I'm not ill. Like, I'm obviously, the issue was mainly the sleep. Maybe it's just whether or not they give me antibiotics, but we'll update you soon. Update. I feel so much better. My team are amazing. Love you, the Marsden. I am just picking up some medication and then I'm leaving. So Yes, I'm gonna go get my nails done and do some retail therapy. I'm being very raw with you guys. Welcome to my bonnet. But listen, if I take this bonnet off, it's gonna look cray cray. So I just wanted to update you guys because I don't know if you can tell in my tone of my voice or what, but wow, I feel so much better. So I started my HRT patch yesterday evening, and I've I've started taking my hormone supplement replacement, whatever, from yesterday evening. And I got 4 nights rest last night, and I got my nails done, and they're so cute. I feel so much better. My brain doesn't feel like it's racing like it was before, and like not shutting off. It's just like wired and not going off. But it's all just, everything just feels right. So we'll see you in the next clip. So I'm currently editing the video that you're watching. And I thought I need to film an outro clip because I feel like this vlog is going to already be an hour long. This was a very realistic, I guess, month or a few weeks in my life as a recovering cancer patient, but that was not the point of the video. It just happened to coincide when I ended up being in hospital for a day and decided to film it. But that was kind of always one of my, not plans, but I kind of, if I had the opportunity to, I did kind of want to include that side of things if possible, because, you know, it is my life, and it is something that I think I would have wanted to see the more positive side of, and the recovery side of things when I started out my journey, and obviously was first admitted to my hospital, and now I'm an outpatient and I'm doing so well, and now that I'm in remission, I want to share the positive side of things. I am going to end this clip here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Mwah.